potatoes when you say Irish food.
Well, yeah, but because see, potatoes are the perfect food. All right, because you start
And they're
off
not
with
even
your
Irish. They're Native American. They're not even Irish. They're South American.
fuck off. You start out with your appetizer. Okay, you can
Oh,
do
by the way, we're
potatoes
live.
as appetizers. You can potatoes
Hey,
as
Joe.
side dishes. You can do potatoes as main dishes. You can potatoes as desserts, and you can do potatoes as a drink.
Yeah,
I don't
hello,
know
You
if
can
last.
also use them as
that was
weapons.
up.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. You can use them as weapon as well too. Hello, last is an NB
Right.
Badass is the Patreon show of the social justice alchemy. I'm gonna be busy sending the links out to old places, and I seem to scroll past like where? Okay, there it is. So yes, is we're here with our patrons currently, like Joe McClure and Ely. How are both of you doing? Let's start with like Ely and then go to Joe McClure. Ely, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I Not much has happened. I'm a bit sore that we aren't in the World Cup, but that's the usual stuff with Denmark.
Mm,
We're never in the World Cup.
mm, that's
Let's
fair.
see, there was some sort of scandal. Oh, right. FIFA erased a beloved mural in Austin,
Yeah,
Texas.
Right.
yeah,
No.
and also didn't allow it. No, that was Trump who didn't allow a referee into America.
Right.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
labeled him
also,
a
Was he
terrorist.
brown? I'm guessing it's because he was brown.
and
Yeah,
then
Yes.
Somali.
also FIFA gave Trump that fake fucking participation trophy, uh, Peace Prize award or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to go. That the
They
the
only
head
get
of FIFA
fire
needs
and a fire.
to go. The head of FIFA needs to go.
Mm, yeah.
FIFA needs to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, that's my personal opinion. Yeah. Let's see. Joe, how you been?
It has been frustrating at work. What do you call it? Just recently, one of my coworkers, the event happened like a month ago, but essentially he got angry at scheduling because they were fucking up and lost his temper at them on a message, and he no longer works there.
Oh,
And
Mm.
this is at a time when what do you call it, the mandatory overtime, which is just a gross sentiment in general,
right.
is particularly bad, and it's incredibly frustrating enough that we've been losing employees because they just don't want to be forced anymore. They want to live lives outside of work. It's
Right.
been a
Well,
time.
who do they think they are? Elon Musk?
Right.
I
A
have
Kardashian? A
been
Trump?
I have been toying with ever since our first trillionaire happened.
Hmm.
Uh the what do you call it? Like
Be
competing
careful. No
shirts
uncoded
or
communications over
competing
channels.
shirts or some
What is
other
this
kind of
structure?
merch with essentially like Team Edward, Team Jacob, but Team Ketamine Overdose and Team Blood Clot.
It's a disgusting thing to be a trillionaire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Millionaire. let
every
alone
billionaire is a massive policy failure. So he's
Mhm.
1,000 massive policy failures.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
If
just
there were
it all
no
starts with the
war
one. He could have
and
been
the
aborted.
disabled were taken care of, then I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just a number if that number doesn't come at the cost of hundreds of thousands of people.
Hmm.
We should take his money and then cremate him. I don't know.
Honestly, him in particular. Even if we took his money and burnt it in a big pile,
No,
it
I
would
mean cremate
it
him.
would improve the world because
I-
he would be
I-
using
I
his
mean-
money less to
I
cause
mean-
more harm because he'd have less of it.
I mean burn him, cremate him.
Oh,
Yeah,
like the Joker
I
with
would never
that guy.
say a thing like that.
Yeah.
what I think is funny is if we wiped out money in some way,
Mhm.
shape, or form.
Yeah.
Okay.
Communism.
What does he have? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's academy addiction,
Yeah, there you go.
which is just a personal problem for him as well too, and
A
especially.
trans daughter he hates. That's what he's got.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know,
See, it
one
does-
of my favorite memes I just saw within the last 24 or 36 hours was about Lone Scum, and it was something along the lines of he wanted to, as a supervillain, he wanted to keep his what is the phrase we used? Not heritage, his genealogy going. Okay, so it's like 7 or 8 different, whatever it was, kids. Okay, but one of them turned out to be trans, and she's destined to kill him.
Well, one of them turned out to be a girl.
Right.
Yeah,
He did nothing but boys.
Right.
Can we castrate him already?
Yeah, honestly, he's spread his seed way too much already as well too, and just like, so see, if he's not a trillionaire running a bunch of businesses into the ground. He has 5 businesses, honestly, and will run them badly as well too. Then like he can spend time with his kids if he actually cares about them, but he doesn't because like they're
He also
property
doesn't care
to him.
about his businesses. I mean, look at the way
They're
he's running them.
props.
Yeah.
His children are props.
Oh, I'm gonna buy Twitter because I ain't calling anything else. I'm gonna buy Twitter, and then I'm going to
Turn it into a farm for bots and Nazis.
and then run it right into the ground.
Is he bought Twitter because like Twitter is like one of before like when celebrities they say dumb things, maybe it picks up in the tabloids, but there's in tablets. So no, but once they got into social media, we all realize these celebrities are not as smart as they think they are, and because people are people on social media, especially Twitter, stuff like that. We call people out on that. Elon Musk didn't like
Yeah, but
that.
there's
so
still way too many people that I saw a meme where it says Elon Musk slams his dick in the car. Elon's fanboys, masterful move, sir.
there's always going to be the fanatics well too, and that's the word for fan comes from fanatic, where it's just like unusual, unhealthy like devotion to like someone or something as well too.
Right.
You can find the thing.
You got that right. Definitely unhealthy.
Oh, I watched a movie called Fanatic with John Travolta, and he was playing an autistic guy
Oh, that.
who like turned into a fanatic.
Okay.
And the whole movie is about how he is just completely like into this one actor as a fanatic, and just I like got done with the movie and was like, there's no redeeming features about this movie.
Right. See, I don't think I'd ever want to watch it because I would view it like I do Silence of the Lambs for trans people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what it was. Like, it was like it did not paint autistic people in a very good light.
Yeah. And your
I'm
comments
shocked.
I'm guessing unlike Silence of the Lambs, it also didn't like masterfully show like acting talent.
Well, some of it was really good.
Yeah, no. I'm saying
Anthony
Fanatic
Hopkins
probably
is
doesn't
fairly
have
always-
that redeeming quality as
Right.
much as
Right.
I mean, like, you just remind me with the mention of Silence of the Lambs, like, us the city and like Atlantic's Discord is like, oh god, the Resident Evil Code Veronica is getting a remake as well too, and I actually like that game, and we haven't beaten it yet, and want to replay it as well too. But yet at the same time, I know what God of the City is like upset about that because it's going to give like ammunition for transphobes because of a very unfortunate, very transphobic like storyline element in Code Veronica as well too. And it's like, oh god, it's just like confusing identities, and then like it's the villain, and it's just like no. It's just like if you want to be known as Veronica, just go with Veronica, and then but they're also the head of the evil corporation of Umbrella, so there's that. Okay, and again, capitalism, but still. Why do some of my things that I love have transphobia in it?
Because the world is awful.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so what else is going on in the world?
Abrego Garcia is free.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was one of the high-profile cases, and like the administration just like went.
The one place they couldn't ship him back to was El Salvador, so they shipped him to El Salvador to a torture prison.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then, because they couldn't admit they fucked up, they brought him back to try and charge him with a crime.
Right.
And the judge
Who is
said,
this?
yeah, this was obviously vindictive prosecution. We're letting him go.
Who is this? I'm sorry.
He was a high-profile case of
Garcia.
like he was like
ICE picked
protest.
him up and kidnapped him.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And they didn't deport him; they kidnapped him because that's
Yeah.
what it fucking is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And the reason why the administration went after him because he was like protesting against the genocide in Palestine at like Columbia University or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's a different guy. Brigo Garcia is the gay guy from El Salvador. The one who was kidnapped from Colombia is, I think, actually Palestinian.
No, okay, yeah. Which is why they're protesting against the Palestinian genocide.
I mean, there are non-Palestinians who protest against the Palestinian genocide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are even
Yeah.
Jews who are
There,
protesting it.
there are Jews. Yeah, I was going to say there are a lot of Jews as well.
There are even Israeli Jews who've been arrested for protest the
Anti-Semites.
Israeli genocide against Palestinians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was a transgender Palestinian, no, Israeli who was jailed for protesting against the Palestinian genocide.
Mhm.
She had been a soldier too,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of Palestinians have been soldiers.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking they all are because they're all trapped in a war zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yet I've been told that like if I'm a queer person and I say free Palestine, like I should just go to Palestine because like the Palestinians are
Yeah,
nice
I'm
to
so
queer
tired of
people.
that.
They'll
bullshit.
throw you off a
Well,
roof.
you don't like it, you could go to Iran or wherever. Okay, first of all, Iran has state-sanctioned trans surgery. Okay, but
It's also
anyway,
sometimes state mandated.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, okay, so that's we're supposed to be better than them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how bad they are, we're supposed to be better than them, and we're not. We've
Mhm.
never
No.
been, to be honest. But
It's just like the U.S. would have invaded the U.S. Like the U.S.
Yeah, we have oil.
the
We should invade the
2000s
U.S.
would have invaded the U.S. now if the U.S. had been Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, there are pretty much every other thing Trump does
Mm-hmm.
would be a pretense for invasion of America if, we weren't America.
Trump did
Yeah.
invade America January 6th.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's what because of COVID lockdowns as well too. American imperialism could not like go outside of the borders to doing some imperialism, so they did imperialism on home on January 6th.
Also a fun note, given how much the administration like just pushes transphobia in that,
Mhm.
there are more people who have been arrested for and convicted of harming minors in the group of people pardoned for Jan 6th than there is in the group of people who are trans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know how many people who have been arrested and convicted for arrested, let alone convicted for harming minors in a bathroom that are trans in the last 30 years?
Zero.
Still zero?
Zero. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was pretty sure it was zero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just such a. It's nonsensical, really, if you think about it.
We are the other. We're the
Well, it's
1939
bigotry.
Jews.
It's
Mhm.
just
There's-
simple bigotry, and the
Yeah.
way that this nation practices bigotry has a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we've been doing it for 300 years or more.
There are more women who have been harmed by let's rephrase. There are more cis women who have been harmed by transphobes beating them up in bathrooms because they thought they were trans than there are people harmed by trans people in bathrooms.
And cis men going into women's bathrooms
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
they think person X is trans.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, and also, cis men clean women's bathrooms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's their job, and it's like,
Is yeah, and like wait a minute, what I had the thought that it's like, oh yeah, well they have found like transphobia affects like cis women too, like for women to having too much testosterone, so disqualified for like Olympic events because of that as well
Caster
too.
Semenya.
So like another point I had before, but I forgot about it, so I was like, I'm just rambling now. Oh no, now I just remembered it. It's how like 40 years ago, or like however 50 years ago, it was like the same argument against like trans women in bathrooms were the same for like gay men as well too. And so it's
Oh
like
yeah,
it's
that's the
just,
exact same.
And black men.
Yeah, the same arguments, quote unquote, that are used that are anti-trans, were anti-gay, were anti-interracial marriage.
Oh, I'm just worried about the children.
Because of children.
Think of the
Yes.
children.
Is and so what if like men start marrying goats as well too? How does it affect me? There's
Yeah,
something about.
here's the problem. The GOP thinks of the children way.
And
Well, look
also
at what they
the,
did to
the think of
indigenous
the
children in the assimilation process.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like, they don't give a shit about children.
Nope.
yeah the
No.
the
Well, like
the
George
Venn
Carlin did a
diagram
long
of the
time ago.
protect the children and we should be able to beat children again people is
Perfect
pretty much
overlap.
just a circle.
Right.
So, like
Like
George
George
Carlin
Carlin
said,
said
if
a
you're
long time
pre-born,
ago.
you're fine. If you're preschool, you're fucked.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was.
Almost
Gonna say.
literally. It is. And don't forget of like how it is the Republicans are still like in favor of child brides.
Mm.
Not all the
There
Republicans.
was a law recently. There was a law recently passed here in Michigan within the last year. Okay, came up for a referendum, a ballot that was passed. Okay, that changed the legal age of marriage in Michigan to a minimum of 18. 6 Republican senators voted against it.
What?
Oklahoma
not just-
recently did the same thing. It passed unanimously in the Oklahoma Senate. 36 people voted against it in the House. Can you guess what party they were all in?
Republicans.
And not just lowering the age of marriage, but also
Raising
trying
age.
or not just are these people trying to prevent that and make it so child brides continue. They are also pushing against spousal rape being a thing that can happen, and the other trying to think of no fault divorce, being able to
Remember that
leave
this
being
same
able to
state-
leave your husband for any reason including abuse.
Yeah, well, there was a big push in Texas a while back to try to change that. But Oklahoma is also the same state that I want to say within the last 10 years, might have been 5, but within the last 10 years, a case came up against a 3-judge panel, and they adjudicated that this guy did not commit rape when he forcibly sodomized a passed out woman at a party because she couldn't say yes or no. Therefore, it wasn't great. Excuse me.
Reminds me of what's his name, Brock Turner.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, we can't ruin his future chances. Fucking judge. And I think that judge got primaried out or voted out or whatever.
Wouldn't surprise me.
You guys can't even fathom the cognitive dissonance Europeans have with their perception of the U.S. versus the reality of the U.S. We used to think of you as being like this progressive country that was on the forefront of everything, and
You
you're
did?
just
We elected Reagan twice
yeah.
and Nixon.
Yeah, but I think as far as I remember, we liked Reagan in Europe. Most of us. I mean,
I
not
hated
being
that fucking
personal,
bastard.
but like
There
I
was
hated
a
him.
stretch
Shit.
of the Kennedy, was it Kennedy Supreme Court? Not Kennedy the president, the Chief Justice at the time,
Okay.
where legitimately there were a lot of reforms that ended up filtering through most of the world. A lot of Miranda rights and that, those
I think it
are
was
just
Berger.
things.
Burger? No.
What's Berger? God, I forget.
But it
But
was
in
during that era, yeah, the 60s.
Yeah, yeah.
Brown v. Board and so on.
Yeah. It's like America was like progressive at a time. I guess it was the 1940s after the New Deal, which wasn't for like it was only for white people. Remember that?
Well, look at
Just some extent.
Eisenhower. He was a Republican and he was progressive.
Just compared to what we have now, for sure. Okay.
Yeah, Eisenhower was part of that transition. That
Oh, no, you can't say
awkward
transition.
30 years.
Warren.
But also,
has
his
it.
vice
Okay.
president was a fascist,
Right.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
but,
they did Operation Wetback to close the southern border.
but it's also like most of what we knew about the U.S. came from movies. You know.
Right.
Wait.
Right. Propaganda.
Yeah. That.
Propaganda, and it was usually produced by the United States, and it's basically us blowing smoke up our own ass.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We're the
It-
best country in the world, and blah 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 blah.
Because we say so.
Right.
Exactly, but also because Europe had been occupied by Germany during the Second World War, we were all too willing to overlook a lot of stuff from the U.S. we shouldn't have overlooked.
Agreed.
Right.
And the
Well,
U.S.
and
just
also-
like ride that high up, like, hey, we were the good guys, we saved your butts, even though we're very late to the war and would have
I
like
mean,
worked with
they
the
learned it
Nazis.
all from us. But
True.
Yeah,
it's sort of like how we congratulate ourselves for ending slavery.
Oh, go wait.
Yeah.
Struggling your mama dresses you funny.
Yeah.
That's my cat. Sorry.
But also, it's like we got that's like the U.S. claiming that we won like World War II, like ignores like the USSR just feeding like 5 million of their like young boys into the meat grinder on the Eastern Front as well too.
yeah.
But you
Remember,
know,
they were the ones who saw the Nazis coming, tried to get Western Europe to unite against them, and they refused. So eventually they were forced to sign Molotov-Ribbentrop to try and save themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
And now it's like Russia is a legit threat to a lot of countries in Europe, and it's really scary that the U.S. is no longer on our side. It's just like, it's just we feel a bit fucked. I feel a bit
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah.
money. It just so happened that for quite a while, for quite a few years, a lot of U.S. interest and European interest coincided. But they don't anymore because of a shit given that's in the White House.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't something. It isn't just Trump. Okay, this is the analogy I like to use is that Trump and the MAGA morons are the mushrooms that grow in the shit-laden field that the GOP has been killing for the last 50 years.
But the Tea Party before it as well too, and as well as like a Reagan like a revolution before that as well too. The like all white supremacists like neoliberalism as well too.
Well, they're
when
all
Trump
like
visited
boils that signify an underlying infection. And that underlying infection has been white supremacies from the start.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And misogyny and every other bigotry.
And
But-
it's just like I remember being called paranoid for wanting, like, I know it's not good to have like a big army, but Europe needs a big army to counter a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We don't
Russia
get-
and the U.S. But Trump visited China, the first president to do so, which was a victory for China because Trump is a fucking moron. And then China insulted the U.S. to Trump's face in a very subtle way, which is why he didn't notice it.
Way, and he was so ignorant that
He didn't
You know,
realize
didn't
what
even
had just
get
been
it.
said. Stay off my goddamn laptop.
You're talking to your cat as well
Yes.
too. This is the cat's show. We just like humans happen to be like in front of the camera as well too.
wasn't the first one, but he was the second. But Nixon,
Yeah.
But anyway, the president of China said, well, let's hope we can avoid the Thucydides trap.
And like,
Which, for those who don't know, I didn't know when I first heard it.
I didn't know either.
Thucydides trap is that when one empire is in decline and the other one is rising, they'll inevitably go to war.
Yeah.
And so Trump had to have it explained on the way home that the president of China had just said that the America is a declining empire. And so he got really pissy on Twitter, or sorry, on Truth.
Yes, Truth.
Ah,
The only people on Truth are like
we
Trump.
have been in decline for a while now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we have. And here's the thing.
Ever
Listen,
since Nixon.
everyone. I am fine with like the U.S. empire being in decline. Why is it we have to be like number one all the time?
I know, right?
It doesn't make my life better if like the USA is number one, and also like to be number one, someone has to be like number two, number three, and it's just like this is again how like I kind of realize I can't be a capitalist anymore as well too, even if I make a movie. It's because like if I were to work at McDonald's, it's like okay, like the capitalist dream or like capitalist like propaganda says that like if you work as the McDonald's like cashier, like
you'll eventually make assistant manager.
Yeah. But it's just like, okay, there's like 20 people at McDonald's and one manager at that one McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, maybe one of those 20 people can become a manager of a different store, but not all of those 20 people. So, because I have empathy, mention that, I'll be worried about.
I'm never going to become manager at McDonald's. It's never going to happen. And I'm okay with that because I don't want to be a manager. I don't want to tell people what to do.
Oh, yeah. You say you're okay with it. You're not a white man. You were never in the running.
Oh, there's that. and unfortunately, but like also it's just like I'd be worried about like the like qualified people like behind me that are left behind as I climb up the corporate ladder, which is why fuck the corporate ladder. Just like there should be no ladder, so it's just like horizontal as possible. Worker co-ops and everything is still everyone's the boss as well too. Everyone's the leader as well too.
I can't imagine ever wanting to work a job where one of my responsibilities is firing people.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I couldn't do it.
It's just like it's one of the discussions I have with my father where we just don't understand each other. He doesn't understand. I say I don't want to lead anyone. I want to lead with people. I don't want to lead anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say lead, follow, or get out of the way. I always got out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like he doesn't understand a flattened hierarchy. Like, he doesn't understand.
I got a question. And I have my two answers. I'll try to make them short, but you know me.
Mm-hmm.
What is the worst job you've ever done? One.
You've already asked this.
Physically, the worst job I've ever done is seismograph. That is looking for natural gas and oil, exploring with dynamite. Yay. And I know most of the swamps in Michigan like the back of my hand.
Okay.
This was back in the late 80s, and I made a whole $4.25 an hour. Ooh, boy. Because I was trying to get that because minimum wage was $3.85 an hour. Okay. And after taxes and child support, I was taking home over $1,000 a paycheck every 2 weeks because we worked 16 hours a day, 30 to 50 days in a row.
Wow.
Was that a lot of money back then?
Oh, yeah.
The late 80s, yeah.
Back then, yeah.
I was a telemarketer, which is why I had no soul. For Schwaz.
That's a freaking telemarketer. I don't think I could do that either.
Yeah, I did telemarketing for exactly one shift. Walked away, didn't even bother to quit, just never came back.
I was inbound, which I would have sucked as outbound, and I'm glad they put me on inbound. I was inbound. I needed a job at the time, and I was really, really good at it. Like, our goal was to get up to $2,500 a week in upsells, which is, trying to get people to buy more. And that was for 40 hours. And in 20 hours a week, because I was also in college at the time, I upsold at an average of $3,000 to $3,500 a week. I was really good at it, and I finally quit because I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, trying to do upsells. I think the worst would be my roommate had this job for like the better part of a day before she stopped. It was retention, and man, it was specifically the place she was working at was doing retention for a gym.
What do you mean?
Essentially,
Getting people to not
making sure
quit their
people
membership.
don't quit their membership.
Oh, okay.
And the tricks and the manipulations and the just like, nope, done.
I mean, that's something I liked doing the telemarketing. I liked about 90% of the telemarketing that I did. Yes, I was trying to, get people to buy more, but when you're a telemarketer, okay, good or for ill, when you're a telemarketer, when the screen pops up, you call me, okay, the company, and the screen pops up. I have your entire history, if you have any history with the company, your name, your address, your phone number, etc. Okay, I have literally roughly about 20 seconds to make a rapport, make a connection with you, and I do. I'm really good at it. But also, I've lived in or visited at least 24 states here in the States. And so, and with accents and, whatever and all that, I'm really good with detecting and I'm really good at that. And I liked helping people. I always hated when they would call because the company fucked it up, which wasn't that often, it wasn't rare. And then they would get mad, because on a weekend, we weren't allowed to give out the warehouse number anyway, and we didn't have it. But on a weekend, especially on a Sunday, when they're closed, I'm sorry, we're closed. I can't give that number. I don't have it. And they would get all kinds of pissed off, and I can't help you. And that's the main reason I quit. It wasn't for the upselling. I just got tired of not being able to help people.
Have any of you ever had to call a number to cancel like a porn subscription or something?
Oh, yeah.
No.
To cancel a subscription, I hate that because they
refuse.
every trick in the book to try to keep you from canceling.
Oh, well, if we were doing this and that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's another level of hell. I don't like talking on the phone anyway. I'm one of the people, and a lot of people do it nowadays. I'm one of the people who will literally, if my phone rings, watch it.
Yeah.
While I'm texting or doing something else, waiting for it to stop ringing, because if I told this to Joey yesterday, if I get a phone call, it's a number I don't recognize, and they don't leave a number or they don't leave a message, wasn't important.
No, that.
Yeah,
If I don't know the person who's calling, I won't answer.
Yep.
I'll be like, I don't know you. You're potential spam.
I have to actually answer those phone calls because I think I know too many of them, and they actually were like,
but you're looking for a job, so
I'm looking for a job. Yeah.
Separate, yeah.
Yeah, but if it's not from Kentucky or New York, it's like I did not apply to a job in Kentucky or New York. And potential scam, so it's like I let it ring.
The joke is, we talk to you about your extended warranty or your car insurance.
I don't have a car.
I can't go into a gym or buy a car by myself because I have that high pressure social anxiety that I will just agree with things to make awkward interactions and
life insurance.
You need the opposite problem, Joe, that you just say no to everything.
One of the best things about my sometimes terrible job is it has good insurances and stuff, and I could just do it all on computer, and I don't gotta talk shit about anyone about shit.
No, you don't have to talk to shit about anyone.
Once in the middle of the night, the phone rang, and it was someone trying to explain that I had been sent like an extra bill from a subscription, and I was just like, why are you calling me in the middle of the night? It was like 1 a.m. or something, and I kind of pity the person who has to call people in other parts of the world where people are asleep.
Right. Yeah, and I like I said, I'm glad that they didn't put me on outbound, because they probably would have fired me in 2 days, because I hate it.
I got another fun story about a terrible thing that happened since last month. So Google is apparently broken now, where a legitimate scam site. I went on the search bar looking to get more Circle packets for the Circle water bottles, and just a scam site, just a site made up to look like Circle's website, was the top listing on Google when I searched Circle spelt correctly. And I had to get a hold of fraud and thing. I had to get a new credit card. I needed to get a new bank card because on the spam site they had a realistic, it's like, oh, like there was an issue with this. Would you like to try another thing? I should have, there were red flags. I should have caught them, but
we all fall for it eventually.
Yeah, it's like,
but
it took like 7 hours of work just to make sure that I wasn't going to be fleeced, and I'm still like obsessively checking my bank account to make sure other stuff hasn't happened. But yeah,
I've been fighting with one for over a year because I got catfished, and then I got screwed over by that person, and I've been fighting with them for, like I said, for well over a year.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad that they were at least like clumsy enough that I caught it within like an hour of doing the thing. Like the email they sent, the approval, the customer receipt email that they sent me was like flagged by my email server, like, hey, this doesn't look real. And it's,
if someone calls me like a scam and they call me ma'am, I have no fucks to give. I say, I'm not a fucking ma'am. Shut up. And I will hang up immediately. I know what I sound like, but it's like, if I know it's a scam, it's like, don't call me ma'am ever.
Or when they automatically use my dead name, because it's still unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, and then I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck off. I'm not being polite.
Just out of top, and then I like lost it as well. So, hello, Phoenix. You were grocery shopping all morning. Now your body gives up. I can understand that as well too. So this is like Pride Month, but like, bro, Pride's canceled. It's Wrath Month. But when is Lust Month and when is Lost Month? Which is like very important question.
Well,
no,
Sloth Month definitely has to be January, because after a Christmas, like all the eating that you do in the Christmas season,
having to spend time around family,
like
getting to spend time around family.
January is definitely one of those hole up and do nothing months.
Yeah.
No greed month, because we're all communists here. So I'm just like saying, nope, there's no such thing as a greed month. We're not having greed month. No.
Wrath Month.
Yeah, well, Wrath Month is now because we cancel Pride. Or any month is Wrath Month until we end like.
What about veterans? First of all, that tells me that there's a good chance, at least 75% chance, as far as U.S. people are concerned, that you've never been in the fucking military, and then secondly, there's almost 100% chance that you have no clue what the hell you're talking about unless you're intentionally trolling. Okay. Because there are 3 months in the calendar that are designated for or about veterans.
Yeah.
So is June envy month for fundamentalist Christians?
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Because they'll never
That's
be
solid.
as fabulous as queer folk.
Yeah.
Yep, they'll never be fabulous.
And according to when there are the most conceptions, it seems like November is Lust Month.
Right? Because there's so many kids born 9 months later.
Yeah.
So yeah. What's going on in the world and all the things and as well too. And yeah, I'm still looking for a job, and it's just like find unemployment as well too. I gotta remember to do that each week, because if I forget, then like I won't get paid. But I'm also kind of at a point. It's like, I don't even know what I want as my dream job, if there is such a thing. Like, what do I want to do? But like, so I'll just like take the like retail jobs if I can get them as well too. At least it's something.
I don't even know what my dream job would be.
Mhm.
Like being able to, I don't know, maybe
You
a
know what? I don't have a dream
psychologist or a
job.
philosopher or
I don't dream
something
of
like
working.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't have a dream job. I don't dream, like John said, I don't dream of work. But you know, here's the thing: when people always say, "Well, you know, if we had a UBI, you know, nobody would do anything." Really? So
No.
let me ask you: if every single one of you had lived here and had no financial worries whatsoever, what would you do with your life?
Theater. I would do acting.
You
Stream more.
here, I was like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
It's
But I would love to do more acting as well too. Like I could do it now, honestly, but like I'm working for work as well too, and it's just like if I have no worries whatsoever about like financials, if there's no such thing as rent or bills or something like that, and there's always like food available for me and like always healthcare and all those things will too, I never have to worry about that, and I can just do what I want. Acting, I will easily do like acting projects, whatever it is. I would love to do theater again as well too, since I did theater in high school.
I would do crafting, or I would help people cook or something like that, because that's what I enjoy doing. Or making soap, but that's another
I
thing.
enjoy helping people, so I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, the the jobs that pay the least
Mm-hmm.
are generally the sorts of things that people would do
Mm-hmm.
if they didn't need to work because they
Teaching and nursing.
understand that, people will do those jobs even if they pay for shit because of the intrinsic
Well, look at how many people
they
have
have a
art
quality, like
degrees and they
taking
don't,
care of
like, they
children,
can't.
doing the basics of healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
making and serving food for people.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an exception to that. The military pays like shit, and I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but that also
I
carries
mean,
risk with that.
compared to teaching, the military kind of doesn't pay for shit when you include the things that the military does to make sure that people will work it, like the essentially covering all like housing and food and all of those things.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't pay great, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't it's
Yeah,
not
I,
it's
um,
when you consider, jobs that legitimately don't pay good.
And many teachers have to like buy their own like supplies for their own classrooms and students as well too, and because of how like under like funded like many public schools are as well too. Uh, David Graeber did talk about like like the revolution of like the care or working force as well too, and like how like the care work is so underpaid in his book Bullshit Jobs of Theory as well too. He covers a whole chapter on that sort of thing.
Well, I
Mm-hmm.
would like to teach, I think, but it would be older people, not kids.
Mm-hmm.
I loved my kids when they were little. There were pros and cons of every
right.
stage and age that they had, but
What
I'm
qualifies
not
as a
about
kid?
to watch a bunch of other people's kids. Like, other people's kids suck.
What
Like,
qualifies as
Why
a kid
why
to
you gotta
you?
talk me like that, Joey?
Yeah. What qualifies as a kid to you?
3 hours
Is
a
it
week.
Siobhan, Eli's trying to talk.
yeah? What qualifies as a kid to you, Joey? Is it like a, a kid that isn't a teenager yet, or is it like a young adult, or like
I kind of like think that if I was going to teach, it would be to like college age and older
okay,
rather than high school age and younger.
okay,
So, like, there's that. I don't want to say that 18 is the cutoff line because everybody's different at 18.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
High school is
But
actually
for the
okay,
most
but
part,
before that, they're awful.
yeah.
yes. Once they're legally responsible for their own actions, I'm cool with that.
My I got a friend that's a teacher, and she says the classes that are past the age in which you can conceivably drop out of high school are generally much better because as much as you get people that don't want to be there that day, you don't really get anybody that never ever wants to be there ever.
Yeah, but from my experience with trying adult education, I don't want to be educated with people below 30 because they don't want to be there in Denmark because they get the education paid for, and that's a good thing. But sometimes they can be very disturbing to be educated with. Like, I went to a school once where the other pupils ate like big plates of food in class, and they went out and smoked every 5 minutes, and it was really disturbing.
Smoked what?
Cigarettes.
Oh yeah, even adults when what do you call it? Because we hire people even without CNAs, there's a essentially like 3 month period where you were learning at the start of my job, and like there is a notable difference between the people who are engaged and want to be a good healthcare provider when it's done, and those are who are there just because it is mandatory.
Yeah.
There is, I've had quite a few friends over the years tell me. I worked 14 years as a CNA and 4 years, a little over 4 years as a med surg and ER tech. And I've heard many times, excuse me, over the years that, oh, I can never do that job. And I'm like, good. I'm glad you know that.
Yeah, that's good self-analysis.
Yeah.
I've met a few people who were there just for the paycheck, and it's a rough job. I mean, when I came back to Michigan, I could have done it, could have got my license back, and I had enough. I mean, as far as the CNA part goes, one of the drawbacks is, if you have any sort of empathy and consideration for other human beings at all, adopt your sets of grandparents every year and then watch them slowly deteriorate and pass away over and over and over.
CNA, is that certified nursing assistant?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, certified nursing assistant. And then I've had in ER, obviously it wasn't just me, but I've literally had anywhere from a 95-year-old to a 7-year-old die in my arms. I'm done. Done. I can watch all sorts of movies. I have a zombie phobia, so there's some I can't. But I can watch weird because I can watch Hellraiser and 13th and whatever, Ghost, 13 Ghost. But there's like the movies. What is it called? The Faces of Death or the Many Faces of Death or something like that. I have zero interest. I've been there and watched it and seen it. I have no interest in watching anything. I think it's because with the other movies, it's clearly Hollywood. It's clearly, Freddy's dressed up or, whatever. Okay. Hellraiser, Pinhead. So I'm able to distance myself from memories that I've gone through. Remember almost all of them.
Yeah. So they even take Snap and ATP cash at like the Thrive Market you went to, like Phoenix. That's a good substitute for like Amazon. Yeah, that's very good. And you may even get like a wet food for Archie. Archie's being like Venus's cat, for those who know. What, the thrift market? I don't know. That's just a place where you can buy stuff as well too. There's like not like Amazon as well too, because like as the Phoenix I said as well too, like to talk about like trying to like boycott like companies that are too big to fail as well too. But yeah, like I don't blame anyone that like has to shop at like Amazon or like Walmart or anything like that when it's the only option you have as well too.
That I can't get anywhere else. I either can't get or I can't afford.
Yeah, I don't have a car, and so I can't go to the grocery stores, and so I am just waiting around for whoever to deliver. And the only person who delivers, or the only company that delivers, is Walmart in my area.
Right.
Neither one of the grocery stores here in town delivers.
I pay for Walmart Plus because I was going to Walmart 4 to 5 times a month. Okay, and at anywhere from $10 to $20 a trip, depending on if I was taking a taxi there and back or whatever, or bus. We're talking $50 to $80 a month. $30 a month, I get free delivery as long as I spend over $35, the $35 minimum. Yeah, I have to do it. I don't have a choice.
Yeah. See, I just shop once a month.
Yeah, there's no way I can do that. I can't. There's no way I can do that.
That sucks, Phoenix. Real Walmart pretends to that deliver to your area, but they never have like times available as well too. Yeah.
And the $9.95 fee for delivery, it would cost at least that much if I paid somebody in gas money to go take me to Walmart.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a little less. I think it's $7.99, but still, if I'm gonna spend, because I think it's $35 a minimum. So if I'm gonna spend $28, say $27, okay, and then I have to spend another $7 for delivery, I might as well spend the $35. You know what I'm saying?
This is what's so infuriating about people who admonish other people for using those kind of services. It's just like, if you want to get rid of Uber Eats or Walmart or something, you organize and help people who can't shop on their own shop for like free,
And alternatives, yes. Grant people access to alternatives, I should say.
Yeah,
because if the cheapest place that I can get food at is Walmart, then I'm not really given a whole lot of choices as to where I can go and spend my money.
Right. Even if I were able to take the bus and then I got to carry stuff up the stairs, and with my Alzheimer's, sometimes with my arthritis, it's very difficult for me to do so. To go for an hour shopping and whatever, and that drains me, and then, plus you people, and then come back home and all that shit. Stop laughing, Joey. It's true, you know that. And then carry all that stuff upstairs, whereas with Walmart Plus, I can just have it delivered here and just make however many trips I need to bring this stuff up the stairs. And the whole you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't buy that. Okay, figure it out. Give me an alternative. Because I'm more than that. I can't.
Even in Europe, it's like we do our best to sort of boycott U.S. goods at the moment for obvious reasons. And it's like, it's almost impossible to do perfectly. You can't really do it perfectly. And then the other day I fucked up and I bought something Disney related because in my head it was something Danish and it wasn't. It was Disney. And the dumb thing is, it was Donald Duck, which I know is American.
There was like someone I knew that like tried to like not buy anything like that's made in China as well too. Be very anti-Chinese government as well too. But like they find it really, 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 really hard to find clothes that wasn't made in China in some part as well too.
Yeah, China, Pakistan, Taiwan. Those are some major clothing.
Yeah.
Taiwan is the real China.
If you look at a lot of tags, Egypt is a much bigger clothing producer than you'd think as well.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're trying to boycott the U.S. and not China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, China's doing awesome right now, and the weird thing is not weird so much as cool. Is they are not they're willfully helping people from other countries. They are willfully helping other countries get their acts together. They are like happily doing these things. They're not saying, "Oh, we're going to get this and we're going to get that," and like the USA would.
China's picking up on the soft power that the USA just left behind.
And not only that, there's like, even though they definitely have problems that derive from their authoritarianism,
Yes.
the fact that their authoritarianism is branded communism makes them what do you call it? Like, just remove wealth, prevent as many Chinese billionaires to remove wealth from the top in that fashion to provide a better, safer place for at least most of, if some of the talk of what they do to certain minority groups in China are true. And it's so hard to tell because I'm getting all of this information as an American.
But it's just like the hardest part for the rest of the world is boycotting American tech. That's like impossible.
Yeah, boycotting American tech and American intellectual property would be very difficult, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's like I wish we hadn't sold our tech companies to the U.S.
Yeah, and it's just like even like some like allies like the UK. No, the UK is ally of the USA for better or worse. For like whether the UK likes it or not, as well too, depending on who's in charge. But even the UK is not self-sufficient that they like to be in tech-wise, well too. How many like internet services are like run off of like Amazon's web services, well too. And that's like
it's depressing and it's frustrating. And it's not like I like Americans. I hate Trump and I hate MAGA. I don't hate Americans as a whole, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
aw.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't earn that.
Yeah, Brian, you were trying to say something?
Yeah.
But what? Can you repeat that?
I said there's a lot of Americans that I genuinely hate.
Oh yeah.
It's not exaggeration. That's not hyperbole. And I don't care.
Yeah, but definitely it's like the people are not the government. I have my criticisms of the Russian government, absolutely, but there are some Russian people, a lot of Russian people, honestly, and a lot of Russian people that are against their own government as well too. So it's like the Russian people are the Russian people are the Russian people as well too. They are a mix of good, bad, and indifferent people. It's just like everyone else as well too. And so that's why again it's just like, oh, I can totally understand like so many people hating the American government. I hate the American government for so many reasons, even when the Democrats are in charge as well too. It's just like they're just less worse when the Democrats are in charge.
It's just like there's a real fear that you're going to become the new Germans. Like I didn't like Germans when I was a child. It was because they killed my great grandfather in the war, and it was like generational trauma, blah blah blah. But it's just like you're going to end up being hated.
Well, to Native Americans,
not
Americans have always been like the Germans.
Yeah.
True.
Where do you think the Germans learned it from?
The Americans were the Germans before the Germans were the Germans.
Yep.
Right.
Manifest Destiny became Lebensraum.
Came over here in the 20s and learned Nazism.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm talking about after the war, and like I was born, you know, in the 80s. That was like 4 years after the war. I grew up. I hated Germans until I was like 10 years old. Hated them, like, and it's like I had been exposed to nothing but nice Germans, but I hated them. And I figured out it was because my grandfather and my grandmother hated Germans, like for good reason.
Well, that kind of propaganda comes from like older generations. And sometimes there's a really good reason, and sometimes there's not a good reason.
Yeah.
I remember what do you call it, when I was maybe like 12, we were living in an area, low cost housing, and there was recently a large group of Hmong families that also uh, started to be in the same like apartment complex. And I was at my grandma's house, and we were like making jokes, like telling stories about, like because some of the adults were talking about it, that, it's like, oh, it seems there's a lot less rabbits and stuff, and like the old eating the pets sort of thing about the Hmong families. And
Mm.
my grandma said, stop that. Like, I, what do you call it? Uh, they were saying the same thing about the Polish families when they moved in when I was a kid, and it's all
Mm.
bullshit. Like you're wrong.
Yeah, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my
Like,
dad used to say all kinds of bigoted shit about different groups of people, and my mom was the one who was always like, "God damn it, Archie, quit that bigoted shit in front of the kids."
mm, yeah,
Yeah.
like, and that's another example of how like the bigotry is all the same. Like earlier in the conversation, what they said about trans people, they were saying that about gay men, and saying
Mhm.
that about black people as well too. So it's like
Yeah.
it's whatever this the other that's in the neighborhood. In the grandma's like history, it was the Polish people, and they weren't doing that, and now it's the Hmong people, and like they weren't doing that as well too. The Haitians weren't doing it either.
Yeah.
My dad said once about one of my sisters. I was, I don't know, 16 or 17 at the time.
Hmm.
Literally word for word, she would have been all right if she hadn't been hanging around them colored people.
Woof.
That's the kind of family I grew up in,
Yeah.
and still today, I'm I'm the oldest of 10, and my mother was the middle of 13. Shut up, John. And so on just my mother's side alone, I'm 65, and I still have well over 200 cousins alive. Okay, we have a huge family, and I talk to like less than a dozen, literally, including a couple siblings. I still talk to. The rest of my siblings, I don't talk to at all. They're all MAGA, all QAnon, not just MAGA, QAnon MAGA.
Ugh, yeah. I def mm, I my mom came from an incredibly large family, and there's at least half of it that I cannot stand for similar reasons. Ugh.
The good
See, I'm
part.
glad that nobody in my family is really mega or chuddish, or they're either like a liberal sort of kind of left of center all the way over to like me, anarcho commies. I'm not actually unusual in my family in
Don't
being
you
an
have that
anarcho
conservative Christian auntie though?
a conservative Christian auntie.
I thought you did. Might be misremembering.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You were about to say something, Edie?
Yeah. My family is a lot more right wing than I am, but my cousin had this pair of jogging pants that said "fuck Putin," and now he has a pair that says "fuck Trump."
Mm. Is yeah, my family, my old sibling, and they when I think that like they slowly but surely after discovering that they are like a trans, a gender, and can also being lesbian as well too. And then it's just like not surprised that you're anarchist as well too. So there's my older sibling as well too, like me. Gee, when we became queer, we also became radical, right? Or it's just happening around the same time as well too. Imagine that. And then like while most of my parents are like slightly conservative, slightly as well too. My dad did not vote for Trump. I don't think my mom would as well too. And like my oldest brother's just like a mythos liberal. And then my young brother, Trump supporting gamer gator. We don't talk politics at all. That's how like we keep the peace as well too.
The most
Yeah.
conservative sibling I have is I have a younger half brother who's half Lakota and half Swiss,
Mm.
and he's a little bit on the conservative side compared to the rest of us. But even he is nowhere near like a, far right, like Trump's doing good things sort of person. Like
Right.
he's not like that.
I have a brother I haven't talked to about politics with since butter emails.
Yeah. I don't talk about politics with my father at all. But I think he's coming around to not liking Trump either.
Coming around. Good Lord.
Yeah.
My dad, even as leftist as he was, for whatever reason, he liked Al Gore. And not Al Gore. What's the name of the guy?
John Kerry?
Who ran against what?
John Kerry?
John Kerry?
No, not John Kerry. Before that.
Ross
the guy who rode in the tank? Debacles?
No. The one who did the Viagra commercial.
That's Bob Dole.
Bob Dole?
Yes, Bob Dole. He was a Bob Dole supporter.
What?
And I could not believe it. I was like, Dad, why are you supporting Bob Dole? Because he was a real, soldier in the army. What?
Ugh.
And that's why you're supporting him?
Yeah.
Like, so many years separated from being a soldier, and this guy's like a freaking right-winger, and my dad's supporting him just because he had been in the army before. And my dad was like, so with blinders on about the army. Like, any faction of the military, he had blinders on. He was so brainwashed by the military during his time in it that he just could not get past it once he got out. Wow. Like, he just kept saying it was just the most wonderful thing, and any kid should, his kids, he wanted at least one of us to enlist in the military, and he wanted it to be me. And it was my mom who was like, because I had really good grades and I had really good test scores. And so I could have gone into any one of the academies in the military.
Right.
He wanted me to go into one of the academies so I could go enlist and then make it a career move. And my mom was like, do you really want the United States government to have control over what you think? Do you really want them to have control over how your brain is used for their benefit for the rest of your life? And it was that made me pause and go, oh, maybe I don't want to do this. And my dad got so mad at me. He was so mad at me. And my mom was just like, Archie, you're so brainwashed by the military. I can't believe you want your kids to go into it too. Like, you can't even sleep at night properly because of the military and the service that you did. Like,
DSD.
Yeah, I have a cousin that ended up going into the military, and he still has like breakdowns. And he was a computer technician in the Air Force, and it was legitimately the stuff that they do in basic to break you down to have you ready for the stress of actual military service that he never had to do because he was a computer technician for the Air Force. That still like gives him PTSD.
Yeah, my brother doesn't sleep well. He was in the Air Force. And it was his time in Greece that kind of fucked him up, because Greece is in an undeclared war with Turkey.
Yeah, you were saying something, Shaban?
I said I was in the Air Force 4 years, 78 to 82. I was in. I went in and signed up delayed enlistment. Can do. When I signed up, technically, I was. You have to be at that time anyway. You had to be 16 years and 7 months.
Oh my God, that's so young.
I know.
Yeah.
Or guardian.
My dad was 16 when he enlisted.
I was 16 and 10 months. When I graduated, I was 17. I graduated June 10th, 78, and I went in June 16th, 1978, and I got out in May of 82. 4 years. Yeah, which was 5 years too long, but you know.
And it's just like, but that's like children, like.
Yep.
I agree.
Those are babies.
Yep.
And
They do that deliberately, and they lie. Recruiters lie.
That did not the career right to me.
Military, even back then, every single year I was in the military, and I followed it to some extent after that. Every single year, we had to wonder whether or not Congress was going to pass the budget. Didn't matter the president was going to pass the budget so that the military would get paid every single year. Like I said, I've told people many times over the years. You know, I served at the end of the Cold War. I served. We had at least once a month we had an ORI, Operational Readiness Inspection. Okay, I was 328X3, ECM, Electronic Countermeasures, and I worked with F4s. And we knew when the planes went up, we didn't know if it was real or not. They never told us. And we knew that if we found out that it was real, we were dead. We were radioactive blast because we were right across the border. Berlin Wall.
Fucked.
Yep. Yeah. You, like my brother, getting paid minimum wage to guard $1 million planes.
Right, and I've told people this before. You know, there's a very different mindset. You know, we used NBC suits, which is nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare, which basically allowed you, if you didn't get blown up, to stay alive just long enough to launch their planes or do whatever. And we had gas masks, and it was one of the very few things in the military that were specifically made if you were left-handed or right-handed. And I'm extremely right-handed. So the method is, okay, you grab, it looks like a small backpack, and you grab it and you pull it. There's two rivets. It pops open with your left hand. You grab the mask, which is always facing forward, with your right hand. As you pull it out, you grab the straps, and you slide it up over your face, slap both hands on the seals, blow out, blow in, and it's done. Okay, that takes 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's not on, you're dead.
Yeah.
And then all these patriots want to come out with their cosplay and their. So don't get me started on that. Anyway, yeah. So they've been treating the military shitty since ever.
Yeah, exactly. And I almost joined the army too.
I had no options. What was I going to do? I didn't have I wasn't like smart like Joey. I didn't have the math skills or the what do you call it? The grades or whatever. Okay, to get any sort of what do you call it? Scholarships or anything. I had absolutely no work skills whatsoever. I worked as a busser in a restaurant in high school. That was it. So I went in the military.
In Denmark,
poverty.
In Denmark we have the draft, but then you can draw lots so that you don't have to serve. And they really wanted my big brother, but he drew the lottery, so we didn't have to go in and serve. And we were really happy because that was right after 9/11.
They had a coalition.
He could have been
My
sent.
Swiss brother, Swiss people have the draft too.
Yeah.
And everybody does service.
Yeah.
And he had to go in and he got training in computers, so he became a computer tech. Yeah. But he said one of the things that was absolutely horrible about it is because everybody does service, the people who shouldn't be doing any kind of service are still having to do service.
Right.
So those people who shouldn't be anywhere around a firearm, they shouldn't be anywhere around a sharp blade even.
Let alone.
I was about to ask, what do you mean by shouldn't be doing service? Are we talking Ely or Trump?
Yeah.
Trump.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but then again, I wouldn't have been, like, both because of my disability and both because I was assigned female at birth, I wouldn't have served at that time. But now it's everyone has to do a draft in Denmark.
when I was
because of Russia.
and for many years thereafter, it just didn't matter the branch of service. You could be up to 27 years old maximum and go into the service. If you without prior service, if you were prior service, you could be 35. Now it's 42. They raised it.
I'm about to turn 42 next month.
My understanding is if you have a job that is particularly useful or necessary, that it's even 45. But that I could be wrong on that.
I can't wait for the Republicans to start drafting their enemies, regardless of age.
I can't imagine running around like in a forest at like my age.
No shit, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Threats against Mark. Drawing a blank on his last name. Senator
Rubio.
Oh, Rubio.
He was also an astronaut. Kelly.
Kelly. Yeah.
Mark Kelly, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
He's threatening to forcibly, legally bring him back into service and then try to court-martial him because he was,
Because he
criticizing.
criticized Trump.
That's the only reason.
Yep.
Gotta hate with a passion.
Yeah.
Fucking hate Trump.
Oh my goodness.
I think that particular hatred for Trump should have more people wondering, is there a God and does prayer really work? Because there are so many people that just want that man's head to just explode.
It did. Psalms 109, 8 to 13. Look that up. If you don't know what it is, I'm not even going to go into it. I won't even tell you. Look it up. If you, but that's for me, I'm no longer a Christian. Thank God, pun intended. But, I was for 30-odd years, very fundamentalist Christian. I know more about the Bible than probably 90% of people I've ever met still. And if I were a praying person, it would be that particular set of verses right there, more than anything else. There's some horrific shit in the Bible, but that not only covers Trump, but his kids too. So,
yeah,
pretty much the entire Trump family, with like 2 exceptions, deserve to go to prison for the rest of their lives.
I would actually love to see the head of your government, Trump, like Vance, Hegseth, whatever, play a football match against the winners of the World Cup and watch them get demolished.
No. Wrong football. It should be American football because that's a violent contact sport.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Just think of how much good it would do for the world if that USC stadium collapsed.
Yeah.
as far as football goes, my thing is, American football players and their fans think they're so tough. Put them in a rugby match.
I know, right? Rugby is tough.
That is a sport that will harm you.
I don't like sports ball, but still.
But people also used to die in soccer matches. It's like you get a ball, but it's like there were rules. There are rules now for safety that it didn't used to be. You could get the shit kicked out of you.
Right.
Yeah, I remember watching like clips of like people like grabbing somebody's hair and just pulling them down to the ground, and that not being like against the rules in soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
like that was like a
nothing.
legal block. It's like
you get booted from the game in football. In American football, you get booted from the game if you do a dance too much.
Yeah. It's just like, unfortunately, now there are rules against it, but I would still love to see Trump trying to run across a soccer field.
Trump couldn't fall down across the soccer field, let alone run across one.
Yeah.
And I say this as someone who's disabled. He still couldn't. I could do better than he could.
So he would die before he was halfway across the field.
So yes,
Well, how about since we're getting kind of close, how about a positive note? What
Yeah.
good happened to you this week, or something good you did for somebody else?
I've been getting compliments at work on my demeanor.
No, okay.
I think that those kind of help me feel better about my job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to see the new He-Man movie tonight.
Oh, that should be fun.
Oh,
yes.
cool.
I'm hoping for like a good and it can't be fun as well too. It like if it's like as good as Flash Gordon, I'm going to enjoy myself as well too, or the live action Keeney Hunter as well too. But it's just like I'm expecting that entertaining, campy. It's just like not too serious, but like sincere of what it is about as well too. And I know
With
Jared
good
Leto
PSAs because
Yes.
He-Man always had good PSAs.
Yes. Oh yeah, and He-Man's also in Fortnite too, as well too, including Skeletor as a boss on the map as well too. And if you defeat the Skeletor, he'll just run away and disappear and go, "Till next time."
In my game that I run, I had a NPC that was or that essentially ran a underground railroad for people with Fey contracts that they wanted to get out of, and part of their backstory was that they had a commoner. They essentially had like dual identities, like a costumed superhero or whatnot, and they the identity.
Uh-oh.
What do you call it? A female collecting the notes and people who needed to be saved as a barmaid in a bar, and as the person who did like flashy shows and swords play, like Zorro inspired caricature kind of thing, they were male. And like I just wrote it as like we did this because it people would buy it more as the hero being a guy sort of thing. And like just the way I presented it, my players identified that, like just pulled that. It's like, yeah, I think your hero is just a trans man. like the way you're presenting it, like that they had a lot more confidence, that they were a lot flashier. It's like I think you just wrote a trans guy on accident.
That's awesome.
That's actually exactly what happened with like Nick Anderson and his characters like Mino in like Planet Ripple and stuff like that. Nick Anderson didn't intend to write a non-binary character or a trans man actually in that like comics, but he ended up like creating like the main character being like non-binary. Everyone that sees them as non-binary, and he also like inadvertently created the trans man in Hack as well too. So like yeah, it's like accidental like transness and queerness.
Oh.
I don't. Go ahead.
I read a really good series of like gay fantasy romance that was also like about like it was like this virus that turned people into like fantasy characters like orcs, like
Oh, sweet.
yeah, like and then and like and there's a guy who gets like a psychic ability and then he falls in love with an orc. It's actually really good.
I have a great book for you, Ely. It's by Mary. What the hell is her last name? Mary something. And it's called Grunts. Grunts.
Yeah.
And it starts out in fantasy. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's about a group of orcs being led by their captain, who's fighting for the forces of the Dark Lord. Okay. And they've killed a dragon, and they come upon its dragon horde, and they come upon these huge boxes of crates, treasure, whatever, right? And they see these glyphs on there, and the glyphs have a gaze on them, where they're compelled to open them up and start using these things. And they're like, "What? These are really weird letters. What are the letters on the side?" And they still throughout the entire book they never have the orc. She never has the orc realize what the letters mean, but the letters are USMC. They open up crates with M16s and rocket launchers and tanks and APCs and all kinds of stuff. And they modernize the army to some extent of the Dark Lord, and it's very tongue-in-cheek. There's a couple of Hobbit assassins married to their mother. Oh my God, it's a great thing. It's called Grunts, and it's by Mary. You know what? Let me look on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the latest Dungeon Crawler Carl book is very fun too. Just finished listening to that.
Oh,
nice.
book 8?
Yep.
Is it out?
Parade of Horribles.
Ooh.
It's at least out on Audible. I'm not positive it's out in physical form, but I would imagine it is. As far as I know.
Well, as soon as it's out in physical form, it'll be here in my apartment because my brother's on top of that.
Yeah.
I found it. I'm good.
Oh, also the latest Murderbot Diaries was so good. Platform Decay. Oh, just wonderful. Not only a fun sci-fi series, but also a really good, representation of social anxiety that you just don't see in fiction. Oh.
What is this again?
They're referred to as the Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells, I believe.
Okay.
It's mostly novellas, but the last couple have been full novels.
I started MURD and it popped right up.
Yep, they're very good. There's a show on Apple TV for the first book. I haven't watched it yet, but I hear it's good. I doubt it's nearly as good as the book, but you know.
I have Kindle Unlimited, and the first one is free.
Yeah, they're really solid.
I'm gonna have to try that. I have a bunch of science fiction anthologies on Kindle Unlimited.
I wish I had a sibling that was more into sci-fi and fantasy, so I could sit there and have a neat discussion with them when we have family gatherings.
Yeah.
But none of them are. They're not into it like I am.
Yeah.
Sci-fi since 1969 when I watched the moon landing.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then a year or two later, I found fantasy. Maybe a year later, I found fantasy. That's always been my second favorite. But by age 12, I was reading college level science fiction.
Yeah, my parents have always been into sci-fi, fantasy, and that sort of thing too. It's because my parents started watching Star Trek, Star Wars, and Doctor Who, at least on and off again as well too. So it's yeah, I just don't read because of my dyslexia, or that's my excuse for why I don't read as much as well too. Because it was never fun for me growing up. It honestly never was. Video games was fun for me.
A book that you can do then, and I say this because it drives me absolutely up a fucking wall when people oppose this, is an audiobook. Audiobooks and ebooks are books too.
Yeah, it's
and if you get one of those dyslexic fonts, then you can read.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that as well too. I just have a whole bunch of podcasts I'm not yet catch up on as well too, and I'm really behind on my news podcasts. I'm in still in last month as well too. So I need to actually devote time to actually just read, actually just do something else while listening to my podcast and catch up on all those things.
You can play Fortnite.
When I was 16, I thought there's no way I'm not ever going to have time to read. I did a little bit of math the other day. I use a calculator because I suck at math. I'm pretty. I don't have to know math. But I figure I've read probably 700 to 800 books in my lifetime so far. Okay.
Yeah.
It is. I couldn't imagine not reading. Somebody asked me once years ago, if I had to choose, would I rather lose my sight or I'd rather lose my hearing? And I said I'd rather lose my sight.
Because you can still listen to books.
Blind, but I can listen to books, yes. If I lost my hearing, granted, I could be like Beethoven and remember music, but I wouldn't be able to hear new stuff.
Yeah.
About that time, isn't it?
Yep. So, go through the plugs as well too. Like, we'll start with Siobhan and Joey. They will give you time to, like, I think it's something you want to promote if you want to promote.
I talk long. Is that what you're saying? Okay. House of Connor, thehouseofconnor.com. I have an Etsy store called. Oh God, I'm drawing a blank.
Magnets and things.
Yeah, thank you. Magnets and Fangs, the letter N and then THANGS, all one word. Magnets and Fangs. I'm on Facebook as Siobhan May, all one word, O'Connor. Also as the Church of Red Nicky, the Holy Harlot of the Church of Red Nicky, and then my author page on Facebook, Siobhan O'Connor. I'm done.
And Joe, do you have anything you want to promote?
Nah, I would recommend the books I recommended earlier. They're
Okay.
both so good.
Joey.
I'm on Patreon.
Mhm.
I'm on Facebook. I recently uninstalled and reinstalled MeWe, so now it's working right. So I'm on MeWe now.
Sweet. Oh yeah.
Let's see what else.
MeWe sounds like something a cartoon character would say.
I know, right? MeWe.
I forget if it was here or on the Jabs Hangout that somebody had recommended Coke Francis, and I wanted to thank them because her videos are very good.
They are really good. Yeah.
I'm Summer and a Geek in all the places, and like at the roundabout though, and once I get off this call, I'm gonna like start streaming to like Twitch, Kick, in like YouTube. Probably gonna play more Mob Rivals as well too, because I finally got the gold yesterday as well too, and might as well just like play around and have fun with it as well too. John Brockman, what do you have to promote, if anything?
Dungeons and Debacles, but we won't be playing today because Pete is at a Pride event with his kid.
Oh, nice.
Oh, great.
What a surprise.
Charity links page. If you have any extra money, please give to like the people in need in charity links page. Like Joey needs money as well too. Their links are in charity links page. Nasdaq and Leonard Quinn as always. Joey Phoenix as always, who was in the chat as well too, and like Jordan Roberts as always as well too. If you have extra money, please give those people as well too. So because like they're constantly needed. They're trying to ask for money like not too long ago, or like said like, hey, anyone got any spare money, because they were negative in the hole and stuff like that. So yeah, I get the money.
Oh, I can only give $5. That's not a lot. Well, if 10 people do, that's an electric bill or whatever. So.
Yep. All right, everybody, stay safe, hydrate, and medicate.
Yes.
Bye. Bye.